More than 95% of the diets fail. Yup, 95%. That's a lot of percentages. And approximately 80% of the people who actually lose weight regain it within a year or two after losing it. What the daffy duck? But really, the basic principle of dieting is pretty straightforward. Eat less than what you burn. How can we possibly mess things up that badly? Turns out we can mess things up pretty badly. My goal? To find the best diet in order to shred that fat and to keep it off while also not feeling like I'm kind of dying and also being able to eat my favorite food because this girl loves to eat. But first, why the hell do 95% of the diets even fail? Shredding fat basically boils down to eating less than what you burn. So most people think I need to eat as little as possible, so they skip meals and start starving themselves. Then they figure out they must eat more protein and lower their carbs. Then they start stressing over what to eat and what not to eat. So they quit their carbs and eat a hell lot of protein. Now, eating less will mess your leptin levels, which is basically how your body tells you, hey, I'm kind of full now, so you can stop eating now. So this means you will always feel hungry. If you quit carbs and skip meals and eat only salads, you will mess your hormones, which will basically show up later as hair fall and bad skin, and a pretty bad immune system. When you eat more protein than what your body can handle, your gut will kind of be sad and bloated, and that is going to stress you out, which will increase your cortisol levels, which basically messes your body's insulin levels, and your body can only burn fat when your insulin levels are stable. Also, the thing about your body is that it will match the calories you burn with the calories you eat. So basically, after a while, you'll be stuck eating like a bird. This is what is called a metabolism slowdown, which also means you're very likely to regain all of what you lost very fast. So can an average person like me with a busy schedule and a sugary iced vanilla latte addiction ever lose fat? I guess I was never say never. My MBTI is SMART. Here's the thing. There are 3 things you need to get your diet right. Step 1. Cut down your calorie intake by 300 to 500 calories. For this, you have 2 options. Option 1 is basically try to cut your sugary treats into half or lower, cut the deep fried stuff and processed foods out. You can still have them, but make sure to cut down on the quantity. We don't restrict ourselves. We're allowed to eat everything as long as we're eating 300 to 500 calories lesser than what we can burn. A trick is to eat only 80% of the quantity we should be eating. It's that sweet spot where you kind of feel like you're full, and 90% of what we eat should be whole, nutritious, healthy foods like these. Option 2 is to try to eat within an eating window, which is what we call intermittent fasting. This can be a 16-hour fast and 8-hour eating window, or a 15-9 or a 14-10. Obviously, whatever works for you. We don't like to stress out. No, you don't have to restrict what you eat. You can eat ice cream as long as it's within the eating window. This basically works because number 1, you will naturally end up eating lesser calories because you can't eat beyond an eating window. And 2, fasting ensures stable insulin levels so you get into the fat burning zone real quick. But if fasting is not your thing, choose option 1. Step 2 is to make sure to get your macronutrient proportions right. This is what the proportions in a plate should look like for somebody trying to lose fat. What we're doing here is increasing the amount of protein, fiber, and good fats, and also lowering the refined carbs and refined sugars. You don't want to go too far from these figures. Too much is too much, and too little is too little. We want balance. And one thing about your body is that if you're not eating enough protein, your body will keep telling you that you are hungry. So you're feeling hungry and you decide to eat a freaking donut. But the donut ain't got any protein in it, so you're still going to feel hungry despite eating 300 calories of donut. So while a donut will still have you fighting for energy because of an insulin crash within 2 freaking hours, if you would have had something rich in protein, your body would have gone into fat burning zone without you feeling like you're gonna die, which is kind of a win-win. A study published back in 2005 had some participants eat twice as much protein as they usually do, without changing anything else. A normal brain would think that since you were eating more, you should be gaining weight. But here's what actually happened. After bumping up their protein intake, most of them ended up eating 440 lesser calories every day without them even trying. And after sticking to their high protein diet for 12 weeks, they lost almost 10 pounds of fat. So try having a palm size of protein 4 times a day. But hey, you should work out and do strength training and cardio 2 to 3 times a week, because if you don't, after you have lost the fat, you'll still be flabby and skinny fat, because eating protein alone won't make you muscles. You eat protein, then you work out, aka destroy your muscles, and then you rest and your muscles repair themselves, except they grow stronger this time. Except for when they grow, you get to eat more because your body now needs more energy in order to maintain these muscles. For pre- and post-workout meals, you want it to be rich in protein for keeping you full for longer, and carbs for releasing the necessary amount of energy you need in order to not feel like dying. Instead of reducing carbs significantly, focus on the quality of carbs, like these. All of this works out, but the thing about me is that I love food. More specifically, my caffeine. And it's got sugar in it. Stupid sugar. And if I don't get it, I get to have... So I studied a bit, and it turns out, yes, sugar is bad for you. But how bad? If you like to have hormonal disbalance, faster aging, and occasional energy crashes several times a day, sugar's got your back. And that ain't even the entire reason. The more you eat it, the more you'll need it. This is what your insulin levels look like when you eat anything that's too sugary. It spikes and crashes, and when it crashes, you would crave for more. Except for when you eat more, you'll crave more. It's bad. But there's a way around it. Firstly, I switched the order in which I eat food. Basically, veggies first, protein second, and carbs and sugars last. And I made sure to not have any sweet snacks. But it is a sin to not have cookies when they're calling your name. If you are craving some good cookies once in a while, pair it with some nuts or Greek yogurt, basically something that's got fiber and protein or fat. This works because it slows down how fast the carbs and sugar break down into blood sugar, which could ultimately cause a spike and then a crash in insulin. And your breakfast should not be sweet. Your breakfast should have good amounts of protein, fibers, and good fats. It can have real whole fruits if you need something sweet. Berries are absolutely cool. But this with this and this in the morning is like committing felony. I just realized fruit juice is basically just sugar water. It's gonna cause a super huge drop in your energy levels after 2 hours. And it's the same thing with energy bars, granola bars, Diet Coke, fruit smoothies, breakfast cereals, flavored yogurt you get from the supermarket, oatmeal with sugar, anything that's actually branded as healthy. And the last thing I did to maintain my energy levels was I started to walk for 10 minutes after each meal. This makes sure that our body knows that we need to burn what we just ate for energy right now and not store it. So you still get to have the dopamine that sugar brings in, but with less impact on your energy levels, which means no cravings. And also, if you're parched and thirsty, you'll feel hungry. That's how your body works. Also, if your cravings are very bad, you can try having 1 tablespoon of vinegar in a tall glass of water. This will reduce your cravings by 30%, and it will also help you digest all the proteins better. 2 shots with 1 bird. But yes, if you're craving ice cream, you have to eat an ice cream. The thing is, since your body matches the calories you burn with the calories you eat, meaning your metabolism over time slows down, when you eat the normal amount of calories you should be eating once in a while, your body doesn't panic as much. If you keep having cheat days in between weeks, over a short period of time, you might gain weight, but over the long term, consistently, your metabolism will be strong and sturdy, and that's how you will be able to shred that fat and actually keep it off forever, sustainably with a busy schedule, without going crazy, and still eating everything you like.